is caused by human activity. They can do track anywhere on the streets or in the river. Factory can emit toxic fumes and waste into the river. There are many types of pollution, such as land pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and light pollution. But today, our group will mainly focus on two main pollution: air pollution, water pollution, and noise pollution.
One, water pollution. There are three reasons cause water pollution in Bình Dương. The first one, livestock farming. The effect water source is also partly from livestock farming households on both sides of the river. Using pesticide incorrectly at the wrong time, so when it rains, the amount of pesticide will follow the water into nearby rivers. Chemistry of pesticide cause fish and shrimp species to die. Microorganisms are not abundant, cause loss of pollen in the water. Second, untreated industrial wastewater. Most of Bình Dương key industrial area to places with canals to utilize for the discharge of water source operated by factories themselves. They almost never pay attention to wastewater treatment, mostly focus on business strategy rather than on friendly environment. So the wastewater treatment is ineffective and often discharged into rivers where the residential area is located. Not only surface water is polluted, but water in many areas in Bình Dương is also polluted by organic matter and microorganisms. In many places, due to overexploitation, the groundwater level has been significantly lower. For example, only from 2005 to now, especially in Sóng Thần Industrial Park, Dĩ An District, because too many businesses drill underground wells themselves to exploit water. The water level drops down by about 2 meters per year. In An Phú Commune, Thuận An District, the groundwater level decreased by 1 meter to 1.5 meter per year. And finally, the awareness of the households. Households do not have high awareness when they don't build tanks, but directly water the wastewater to canals, ponds, and lakes near their house. Cause rain in Bình Dương, making the situation of static water blockage when it rains. Many reasons cause water pollution in Bình Dương that also affect directly on human and plant and aquatic animals in the river. Firstly, effect on human. Households living near factories where the emission of gases can affect the atmosphere, so they live and directly affect people's breathing problems. Water pollution causes virus or disease like typhoid, cholera, hepatitis, cancer. Finally, damaging the plants and aquatic animals in the river. Water pollution damages the plant and aquatic animal present in the river by reducing the oxygen content from the water. Polluted water wastes the essential nutrients which plants need out of the soil and also leave large amount of toxin in the soil, which can be harmful to plants. When emissions from factory or garbage are released on the water of rivers, river animals such as fish will eat them and die from there, leading to an imbalance in the ecosystem.
continue, we move on to the primary reason of the noisy pollution air transport. As you can see, a large number of vehicles on the road make a loud noisy and it is difficult for people to get used to it. Moreover, many car houses are too loud and suddenly sound will make people easily lose their temper and furthermore have a higher probability of traffic accident on the road. Now I will talk about how noise pollution impacts daily citizen life. Actually, noise pollution has a lot of negative effects on people's health. First, there will be many mental effects if a person hears loud noise for long periods, because noise can cause uncomfortable stress, depression, and anxiety. Secondly, environmental noise is also a common cause of sleep disturbance. A person may experience difficulty falling asleep, inability to stay asleep, or waking too early. Sound can also reduce the depth and quality of sleep. This can impact a person's mood and ability to concentrate. And the most common health problem it causes is hearing loss. Listening to loud noise for a long time can cause hair cells in the ears to die, and just the sound of poor noise may increase the risk of developing high blood pressure and diabetes. We know how noise pollution affects the immune negatively. That's why we need to find some solution to reduce noise pollution for the new citizen. First solution is that government in the Benin should take measures to manage noise and reduce noise pollution. For example, they should protect certain areas such as parts of the countryside, city parks from noise by developing these areas far from noisy regions and establishing regulations such as separate between residential zones with industrial regions and or installing noise insulation in new buildings.
Now I will talk about air pollution, or is it a fact that air pollution is rapidly one of the most serious problems in our civilization today. And most often it is caused by human activities such as transportation. As you can see in the video, it cannot be denied that vehicle is the main cause of air pollution, especially in urban cities. This is because when carbon gasoline, a series of pollutant gases are released into the air. Secondly, our industrial emissions, which release both organic and inorganic pollution through spills and slick of salt chemicals. In addition, industry also seriously affect air pollution by the emission of ammonia and chemicals such as pesticides and herbicides. When it comes to natural causes, we cannot have but refer to common activities such as volcanic activities and microbial decay processes. In addition, wildfire also adds more carbon monoxide to the atmosphere that can affect critical areas. And last but not least, the increase in temperature also contributes to an increase in the quality of pollution evaporating from soils and contaminated water into the air. Now I will move to the impacts of air pollution. Firstly, air pollution has negative influences on humans. As we know that when we breathe in polluted air, it affects directly to our respiratory health, leading to many problems like cough, asthma, decreased lung function, especially growth in children. Furthermore, the air pollution also has bad effects on the environment. This is because the increasing amount of carbon dioxide in polluted air causes the greenhouse effect. This is harmful for plants and animals, so therefore they cannot thrive well. Ultimately, it affects to the government as well. This is because it costs government money, which means the government will increase the taxes that residents have to pay, and they will use this money for public activities. So the question is how we can solve air pollution. I think government should have suitable strategies. Firstly, they should reduce the use of trees in goods industry because trees are the green lungs of our planet and they filter carbon dioxide and reveal oxygen. Secondly, they ought to increase the reduction of public transports and encourage residents to use them. Last but not least, they should enforce strict laws to punish firms that violate the laws on the environment protection. Moreover, I think our human is also an essential part in protecting the environment. So we not only need to use clean energy, but also use public transport like a bus to reduce the carbon dioxide emission.
And now I will talk about how pollution impacts people's health in two ways: short-term impact and long-term impact. In terms of short-term effect, it increases the possibility of being ill, sore eyes, and dry mouth. It's difficult to recognize, but in the long run, it can cause by many serious problems like lung cancer, heart disease, and asthmatic. And I also want to talk about how we can reduce pollution and help the environment. Firstly, we can recycle cans, plastic, paper, and bottle to become useful materials and use them again. Second one, we can use strict law and raise public awareness to punish people who littering from the public. Finally, we can plant more trees to make a significant contribution to our planet. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.